Welcome to Starfish Astrology. This is your friendly neighborhood astrologer, Christine, and I just wanted to make a really quick video. I've been inspired to do this for a couple of reasons. I'm not going to get into it. A lot of people ask me, or have asked me, if I believe in astrology, and I say no. I don't believe in anything. The only thing or entity that I can have a belief in, because I have so much, in fact more experience with it than anything else, is myself and my own ability to create the world I see around me. And so I also feel that belief implies a sort of blind adherence to something, which I don't believe in doing, even with myself. I think I'm able to, in many ways, blindly forge ahead and know that things do take care of themselves. I mean, after, like 4 decades, you would kind of start to learn, like, things are going well and things keep getting better. And the more I work on not polluting my field of view with too much negativity or too much separatism, and I work to include people, and I try to be a happier, more fulfilled person, the more the world around me shifts to be good too. And what this is going to segue into is the idea that people get really worked up about using astrology as a means of forecasting the future. I know some people that don't like the idea of augury, and I'll be honest with you, I never really used it. I can probably count the amount of times that I've been to a reading for preparing for the future on maybe one and a half hands. And astrology is a really great tool as a psychological means of getting to know yourself. And so I tend to go more into the Jungian use of astrology, because Carl Jung, he did actually use astrology and the archetypes of male and female and so on and so forth to interpret dreams and the like. And I prefer to use it to find little bits of my personality, little pockets that I may not be utilizing to their fullest potential, and similarly little pockets that might be holding me back and might be hurting myself and others. And I also enjoy comparing two charts. And there's also the idea, the term pseudoscience gets thrown around a lot, and yeah, there's a lot of crappy information that goes out, and you really do have to kind of do your research. And for me, my research isn't just through books, it's through having done this since I was 14, and hundreds and hundreds of charts, to the point where it's probably approaching 1,000 or going over 1,000. And you can't deny the patterns that emerge, and you see the same things over and over again. And a lot of what I learn about forecasting future potential and energies is by looking back at mine and other people's pasts and seeing where things were going on in the current time compared to the map of our natal chart. And my basic message here is, even if I did not have the tools of astrology, there are still many ways to get to know yourself and to cleanse yourself of the external expectations and impositions that we learn as we grow into this world, and starting to learn how to access more of who we are rather than who we think we should be or who other people think we should be. What society prides in a person may not be what that person is good at. And it's similar to that idea of, if you judge a fish's intelligence by its ability to climb a tree, well, then it's going to be pretty stupid. So there's the idea of, where do we fit in with those around us, and what is our role? And there is not just one valued role, although if you listen to media and religion and society's expectations, when used poorly and for mind and power control, you can get the idea that there's really only one or two right ways to exist. And certainly astrology is just one of many tools you could use. Ultimately, it comes down to your free will. I could still create a really awesome existence for myself without astrology. I would have found other ways. I would have tapped into different things. Astrology is absolutely not the only tool, and you don't have to believe in it to even benefit from some insight that you might get from a birth chart reading. And I'll be honest, I don't use the augury side in my own life. I rarely look at what's going on or what's going to happen, because in my opinion, my free will trumps everything. And in fact, any astrologer's opinion will tell you that free will is far more powerful. But what I like to use the transit reports for is to send people off with a sense of hope and a sense of their own power. I hope that they walk away with a sense of empowerment so they can start creating things on their own and not have to worry about what is going on astronomically, astrologically, what's going on outside of them. But it can be a good stepping stool, just like any pathway of spirituality can be a really good stepping stool to you finding that your power really lies within you, and you don't need a guru or an astrologer or a tarot reader or a priest or a prophet or whatever to be there. But maybe there's a stepping stone or something that helps break you into this idea of how you can work your life without needing other people's input, opinions, or guidance. So that's what I really look at astrology for, and I don't talk about it every day. I've had relationships with people that weren't interested in astrology. I've been friends with people that have no desire. It's not something that I even use really every day, and I don't talk about it, and there's no fanaticism regarding it at all either. And I think that when you take something too far and you rely on it too much, then it is no longer helpful. It has now become a crutch. So the ultimate takeaway from here is, no, I don't believe in anything blindly, except that I know things always tend to work out. I also feel that it's good to have a skeptical eye on everything, even the things that you've been espousing and living all your life. It's always good to kind of look and see if there's a place to improve, or maybe you have to break free from whatever it is that you've been sort of swimming in all your life. And then lastly, you don't have to use anything outside of yourself, that includes astrology, to find fulfillment and to find the little shadows in your personality, as well as the light spots and all the places in between. And you always have the most control over what goes on tomorrow and the next day and each day after. So when you talk about Mercury in retrograde and you get all worked up about it, or you think you need to get a reading, that's fine. You're welcome to look at those things in your own life, but if it starts to create a need, or it starts to create bad feelings, or there's something about this tool, whether it's astrology or a self-help book or a philosophy, that's making you feel distressed, it is no longer serving you. So it's okay to drop something and to look more within and not have to rely on something else. As much as I love everything that I've learned and will learn about astrology, and I enjoy analyzing every chart I see because they're all different, they're all like little fingerprints, I know that ultimately I don't want to give the impression that anyone that comes to me as a client should be reliant on me or anybody else or any chart to tell them that they have a bright future ahead of them. That's my video. Thanks for listening to me blab.